Welcome back to the first week of football. We have
You
Your
don't need to
mic is the
ball
exact
gargle the mic.
reason why that dude commented shitty mics on our thing because Alex went straight for it.
hold on.
Get it out of your throat.
Is that better? Is that better?
That's a
Yeah.
million times better.
Okay, here we go. Let's restart this. Let's restart that. Sorry, boys. Sorry, boys. Welcome back to the first week of football. We can't wait. We're excited. No more shitty content from the three Amibros. Only good shit from here on out for the next 18 to 20 weeks. We're going to have amazing content. It's going to be nothing but bangers. It's going to be nothing but fights, nothing but arguments. And I have a baby in my hands. Yes, this is true. We have another rendition to the family. Welcome. Other than that, boys, I'm excited to be back for football. I'm excited to make sure that all arguments are had. I'm excited to make Chris's blood boil so bad that he can't even talk the next day. Excited.
You're starting off strong for us.
And on that note, I think Chris has a couple words for McJam about some college football.
Well, it's more of a question for McJam. I'm just curious how he feels about the remainder of the collegiate football season after witnessing his lovely Arizona State Sun Devils pull off an amazing 3-point margin victory against obviously a national powerhouse in Southern Utah.
Yeah, that was a close one, barn burner. Don't know if it should have been. The monsoon, the delay, there was a lot of factors going into that game. It ended at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So rough start, not gonna lie. But I think we at least have an 8-9 win season ahead of us. So looking forward to it for sure.
Wow. Not deterred one single bit, ladies and gentlemen. He is moving forward. And I do agree that break did probably play a significant role. I think you said it before the show, and I think you're right. I think ASU probably got relaxed and tired. They probably thought the game would be canceled, and they weren't ready.
Yeah, it was a crazy week of college football. I mean, it was fun to have some kind of football back. I know it wasn't NFL.
Oh, I loved it.
Some people think that college is better than NFL. I don't know if I'm one of those people, but it's fun to have it back. And we had some really, really good games. We had the new, basically Colorado Sanders team absolutely kind of dominate TCU for a second there. It was a really good back and forth game, but
well, it was a classic Big 12 game. There is no defense involved whatsoever.
No, none.
I mean, not from what I saw from Travis Hunter. That dude was playing defense all over the place.
Yeah, true. He is a stud.
I just think when it comes to that, like, dude, Deion Sanders effect is real. And that alone is going to make people want to watch college football. It made me want to watch it, and I don't like college football. I'm an Alex kind of guy. It's not my favorite. It's not that I hate it, just I haven't grown up in an area that was like love of traditional college football, like you being in Michigan, But
that's fair.
Watching that, how exciting that team was. A 1-11 team, I think they were last year, and they just beat fucking TCU. Yeah, that was dope.
Well, that was a crazy game, but I think another game that is just as crazy and a big reason as to why I love college football so much and why it's just different from the NFL in a good way is Duke Clemson. Seeing the ending of that game, seeing the fans rush the field. Like, you don't get that in the NFL for a lot of security purposes. And some people should argue you shouldn't have that in college either, but it's very exciting and insane that Clemson dropped the ball that hard.
Yeah.
They have like 37 4- and 5-star recruits on that team, and Duke has 2.
It's crazy to see that it was 7-6 or 14-13 going into half.
Yeah.
And then for Duke to literally like just come out and not even I don't think Clemson scored again, right?
No. So I watched the start of the second half, right? And Duke came out and their quarterback he balled out, bro. He went in there.
Yeah, he did.
He took it to the house. That was really dope. Clemson went all the way down on their next drive, but couldn't punch it in, couldn't get it in. Then they missed a field goal. So it was just went downhill from there. Because then after that, it was all Duke. It was fun. That was fun. I like watching those upsets.
That was really
Especially
cool.
Duke of all people. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Clemson's always hella overrated, and I love that this just like
They weren't overrated when they had T-Law, but like,
no.
ever
Have
since
you guys
then,
noticed that as soon as NIL came into the mix, they suddenly aren't that good anymore?
nope.
Because they're not the only school that can pay you now.
Yeah.
Not saying they were the only school. I obviously have things against other schools in that realm too. But now that it's a lot more of an even playing field, they're not getting all the crazy recruits.
I know
they're not getting a Trevor Lawrence.
No, they're not. This is a little off topic, but do you think with the NIL deals that Reggie Bush will ever get his Heisman back?
Yes.
He better. That's ridiculous. He got denied for. He's like suing them, I believe.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. And FSU over LSU. Yo, really good game. So Duke, Clemson, and FSU, LSU were really good games going into half. And then one team just like kind of pulled away for both of them. FSU kind of like dominated LSU that last like half. It was crazy.
That loss wasn't as shocking as the others. FSU is a good team. And I think LSU is overrated just because I'm a Brian Kelly hater.
Yeah, he did nothing with Notre Dame, and now look at them. Sam Hartman's kind of fucking kids up.
Yeah, they're going to be a fun team to watch.
Yeah, I hope they actually do something and it can actually be a Notre Dame team that has something to do with anything.
Yeah.
Sorry, boys, fixing my camera, trying to sit down, put the little guy to sleep. And then have you seen the college football rankings for this after week 1?
I have.
Yes, we have Georgia still sitting at top.
Yep.
The Big Blue coming in at number 2.
Yep.
You got Alabama still at number 3, right? They were 3, right?
Yep.
And then the big jump, FSU from 8 to 4.
Because Clemson was 4, right?
Because Clemson was 4, right?
Yep.
And I had, and then crazy because Ohio State was 6.
They were 5 or 6, yeah.
They were 6 because LSU was 5.
Okay.
6, or they jump up to 5 with a shaky win over Indiana.
Yeah, it was just more of a slow win. Like if you look at the score, it doesn't appear that way. It was just their quarterback did not look very good. I saw a lot of Ohio State fans questioning the decision between which 2 quarterbacks to go with. I believe the other guy's getting a start this week before they make their final decision.
Wow.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting. But overall, at the end of the day, they still won by a large margin.
They still won by 20 points. It was 23 to 20 or 23 to 3. And then you have USC at 6, Penn State at 7, Washington at 8, Tennessee at 9. Rounding out the top 10 is Notre Dame. Notables, LSU dropped to 14 from 5.
Mm-hmm.
Duke jumped into the top 25 at 21. Colorado right behind them at 22. TCU fell out of the top 25.
Yeah.
And then Clemson at 25.
Yeah, honestly, I think Clemson should have been dropped.
I think that if anything, TCU should have stayed in and Clemson should have been dropped. Because at least TCU had a hard fought game and Clemson kind of just got blown out.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like,
but see, I think TCU was ranked too high going into the year to begin with.
Yeah, they had way too many, like you said, they had way too many kids leave.
Yeah, it's not the same team as last year.
Nope. Oregon absolutely dominated, 81 points.
Wow, that's a record. Yeah.
Crazy.
Who did Florida lose to? Florida had a bad loss too.
Did they?
Yep.
But they played
they played
Utah. Yeah, Utah.
Yeah, Utah beat them.
But Utah was ranked.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah, but like when it comes to the college
Pac-12, he doesn't like anybody.
Yeah, he doesn't like anyone from the
Anybody's
Pac-12.
ranked in the Pac-12, Chris hates you.
I mean, let's be honest. Some of these teams in the different conferences are only ranked because it's like, well, we got to give these guys something. But I don't actually believe that about Utah. I think Utah is a good school. However, Florida being in the SEC, like that's not an acceptable loss.
No, it's not. Not to a Pac-12 team. And I think the last thing about college football when we talk about is Travis freaking Hunter. What a 120 something snaps played. I don't know if he can continue this all season, but holy crap.
No, and they shouldn't make him play that much all season, but serious contender for the Heisman.
Yep, they play Nebraska this next week.
Yeah, they're gonna, if they play the way they played, they're gonna do some damage to Nebraska because Nebraska did not look good.
I love how Shadir Sanders put it. He goes, I was playing a bunch of nobody schools and I've never put up this many points or this many yards. And then you put me into a team in a Big Ten school and look how many yards I can pull up or put up. And it was like 510 yards.
Well, TCU is Big 12.
Big 12. My bad. They're going to the Big 12, right?
Who?
So it's going to be the Colorado, right? They're going to the Big 12?
No, they're in the Big 12. Oh, wait, no, you're right. They're going, I'm sorry, they're going to the Big 12. They're in the Pac-12.
Pac-12.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to the Big 12. And I mean, honestly, they beat Nebraska. I understand it's not a great season if they lose the rest of the games. You kind of outplayed what you did all last year.
Yeah, by one win. That's not.
Yeah. Hey,
no, they'll do better than that.
They'll do.
Yeah, do you think they stay in the top 25 all year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think they stay in the top 25 all year.
Deion Sanders effect, man. And I think we're like Travis Hunter, what a good guy to like basically get coached from. I mean, Deion literally did the same thing. Deion played multiple sports. He played on multiple sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's literally exactly what he's doing.
I think that's why he originally went to Jackson State, was for that reason.
Because he wanted to be
and then
he followed him.
Yeah, he literally said, Sanders, wherever you go, I go.
Right.
Cool. Hey, I'm excited. Did you see that their odds to win the Heisman like dropped from like 100 to 1 to 28 to 1?
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, and then Shadir's went, so Travis Hunter's went from 100 to 25, and then Shadir's went from like 200 to 28.
I don't think Shadir will be in contention, but Hunter will for sure.
But do you think that Hunter plays both sides of the ball all year, or do you think it's only when they need him to?
No. He's going to play both sides.
Well, then how can he keep up 120 snaps a game?
He's not going to play every
he'll
snap.
be in and out.
He's a kid. He has
True.
all this energy. He has
19.
He has all this drive. Like, dude, at 19, you can
20. Yeah, he's young.
Right? It gets a little harder when you get a little older, but like, he's literally.
I'm not worried about him being too tired. I'm worried about him getting hurt.
Yeah.
True. Well, on that note, let's jump to what we all know and love.
Oh, I'm so pumped.
NFL.
Dun-dun-dun.
Return.
We just got copyright infringement.
Yeah, we did. Fuck. No, it's a different tone because it wasn't on key, so it's fine. But we got it. I'm literally been so excited for football to finally come back. I don't know why, but this year felt like a really long time. Maybe it's because we did the podcast and we had to try to make up shit for the last however many weeks we had to try to make up stuff for.
That's exactly why it felt
that way. It felt so long. Oh my gosh. And now it's here. And I think it's only right. We are a segment-ish driven podcast. We do segments and we have our things that we do, but we also kind of have ADHD and we go all over the place.
We're basically just like all the people our age, just ADHD all over the place.
Yep, all over the place.
Too much screen time.
And I hope that you guys brought your hard hats and are ready to clock in.
Oh. Thought you were gonna say ons.
Because it's steel mill time, baby. And we're talking about the
whoa, sir. You're taking a baby into the steel mill? That's got to be some sort of child labor law.
Nope. He needs to learn quick. He's a Steelers fan, okay?
Okay.
Steelers through and
I'm not going to
through.
judge you for how you choose to raise your son.
Yeah. So he's going to be a Steelers fan. And remember, before any preseason game, I made a bet with Mr. Darlington that the Steelers would win a playoff game, or Kenny Pickett would lead the Steelers to win a playoff game, right?
Yep, that was what it was.
Before any of the hype, before any of this preseason stuff, and the amount of content I've seen of the Steelers are going to win the division. They're the best team in the AFC North. All this, and I'm like, guys, no. First off, I don't even think they're going to win their division. But like, it is so annoying to see these people are like, oh, they're the best team are the best Steelers I've ever seen. What's up?
Where the fuck are you even hearing any of that?
He's been
Because
seeing this
know.
on www.steelerskoolaid.com.
Exactly,
No.
I hear nobody saying that. I don't see that shit anywhere.
I will send you guys. I will send you guys like different sports shows that like say this. No. Like different sports shows are like actual people who like get paid to talk about sports are saying this, and I'm like, guys, listen, that you're drinking more Kool-Aid than the Lions drank last year. If you think that we're gonna beat the Bengals and the Ravens, it's like it's a hard division.
I have seen a few pics of the Steelers, and in some of the fantasy magazines I've gotten, they've listed Kenny Pickett as a guy to watch this year. Yeah. I will tell you, there is actually a lot of hype around the Steelers, but
you know what's crazy?
I just feel like
so Sports Illustrated puts out their top 32 power ranking teams after every whatever, right?
Yep.
The Steelers were 23 before preseason.
So good. Oh my god.
They jumped to 14. And I'm like, why?
I did actually see that most recent power ranking with them at 14. I was like, that's BS.
It's so BS. I don't think so. But I'm a diehard Steelers fan, right? I thought this was going to be the whole time, but the fact that like people are starting to say it is getting me scared that they're going to jinx it. 100%. We don't like.
You want to know why they put them at 14?
Why?
Because
they put them above the Browns.
32 teams, right? And they need to give them just a slightly better than 500 record. So they put them at 14th.
10-7, baby. And we and so it's going to be a very interesting year. We have I could not have asked to play the 49ers at a better time. Week 1, they're still working through their stuff. Nick Bosa was on the will he, won't he. Brock Purdy's coming back from an injury to see like how well he's going to play. No, listen, you may say like, oh, I don't think it's a great time to play him. It's probably the perfect time to play them because the Steelers seem like they're firing on all cylinders, and we don't need them to like have a couple losses going into a 49ers game. It's a tough team. They're really good. Their defense is really good. I'm hoping that our weapons can sit through that, you know. They're and hoping our defense, which is kind of vamped up this year, we have a brand new secondary. So that's going to be interesting to see how they play out, because you have the veteran Patrick Peterson and then Joey Porter Jr. And then you have Kaz and Neal back there. And then Minka, of course, as keeping it the same.
You're just going through the roster right now.
Oh, I am. I'm just going through the secondary.
This is what our users wanted. They wanted to hear about the worst team on our podcast and all.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Okay, hold on. This is my segment.
This is my segment.
But like me thinking about that and hearing their secondary last year is like crazy to hear two names that are the same. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they play. It's going to be interesting to see if Matt Canada and Kenny Pickett can actually get it together and be a team and not this freaking, we're going to make it so simple that like 3 guys could go out and play better than them. But yeah, I think I'm feeling hype about this. I'm feeling excited about this. I'm stoked to have game 1 at Acrisure Stadium and excited to see the season start, baby. They're going to get a win, a W in the building.
Chris,
I don't
do
know
think
if you
he's
can really
excited?
call yourself a Steelers fan when you don't continue to refer to it as Heinz Field.
I try to listen, I'm trying to get the Acrisure Stadium. It's kind of just fun to say. And also, it'll always be Heinz Field. Always.
Yeah.
It'll always be Heinz Field. It'll never not be Heinz Field. I had to tell somebody that Heinz Field was named after the ketchup this week, and I was like, guys, come on. Really? But that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. But Heinz Field will always be Heinz Field. But it's just fun to say Acrisure Stadium.
I felt
Number-
so motivated.
Number one consulting firm in the country. So if you want to support us, let us know.
I just felt like whole time Alex was just like going. I was like, man, he really is lost in another world.
I'm in this. So you know what I sound like right now? I sound like Chris. Last year talking about the
Yeah.
Lions.
Yeah, you
I
do.
know I do. I
We're
know I
hot.
do.
We've got this, and we're gonna surprise everybody. Kenny Pickett's the man. And they're gonna
His balls don't
lose
touch the ground.
Yeah,
They don't touch the
exactly.
ground. I'm excited about this year, so you can't bring me down.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's good. We'll let
don't
them
want
do
to.
that for you. I don't want to.
You know what? You know what sucks though. This is what sucks. This is what sucks.
Mad all season. It's not going to be a fun
Yeah,
season.
this is what sucks. This is what sucks. We were so supportive of Chris last year and his Lions because they've been so bad and they finally were good, right? If the Steelers do bad this year, I know I'm not going to get any love from you guys because they've been so good for so long that it's like you fucking deserve it, bitch.
Yeah.
No, they need to do
good.
good. They need to do good.
You don't
learn to
understand
eat
what
shit
it's
and
like
enjoy
to
the
eat.
taste.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. You haven't ate shit since you've been alive. I've been eating. Chris and me have been eating shit since the day we were born.
Yeah, it's a rough life out here, and I think they're winning game 1. So that's where we're starting. We're gonna be 1-0, above 500, and yeah, that's what I got for you. That's what I got for you.
And
Excited to see
Chris,
this
man,
defense.
it's time. Not for you, but for me. And I know you're eating popcorn, so don't throw another cone in your mouth because you're gonna have to get a little loud.
Ooh,
Ooh,
that one's for the
naughty.
spicy people.
Who went against us?
Well, boys, and I do mean boys, it is time for the Cowboy Corner Week 1 in New York against the football giants. Justin, how you feeling?
I feel so ready. So
Glorious.
I know Alex's, we just got through it. It really wasn't that upbeat. So let me just make it quick and make it
Whoa.
exciting. First off, we are actually projected to do good and win some football games and make it to a playoffs. We actually have a Super Bowl caliber team, and this is a great season to see what the fuck we do. We made some changes on the offensive side, which I felt we really needed in our offensive coordinator. I know a lot of people think he just was like a scapegoat, but Kellen Moore has done shit. You don't throw that last what the fuck was that last play? Hopefully, Mike McCarthy's taking the reins. He said, "Nah, we're about to win." He's 1-1. He's 1-1. So if he can win one, let's hope he can win another. And
do you win it with?
that is the fucking goal. We'll start it off.
Don't you say
with
that.
the Giants, and I hate the Giants. I love playing the Giants because I just hate them so much. I've watched so many close games. I've seen us get our ass beats. I've seen us beat their ass. And when we can beat their ass, it's always a better time. And we always win when we go to the Giants, but we always lose when they're at home. So it's there, even better. Our defense just got to step up. Our offense got to step up with the additions of Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore. Who the fuck knows what's going to happen? This team is either going to be so much better or about the same. I think if we decline, that looks horrible. But I don't see it declining. I think we've made really good additions. We've made a lot of, our team is healthy at this point. Last year, going into the first week, we had a lot of injuries, and then fucking Dak died, So, literally he died for like 4 weeks, right? Didn't do shit. Broke, I can't even remember what he did. His thumb, right? It was some stupid thumb thing.
But didn't that guy come
think
in
so.
and win all of the games?
What's up?
Didn't that guy
Cooper
come in
Rush
and
all
win
but one?
except one, which is
Yeah.
great. I mean, that was the
Yeah.
surprise about it. That's the roller coaster of last season, right? I mean, we saw it through Chris. Chris got to a point where he was done. He was over it.
We were picking a new
So
team
all
for
of
him.
a sudden, he just started rallying back. This is not the year. This is the year the Cowboys dominate the NFC. This is the year that we have. It's a year to prove it. We have too much money on this. We have too many people on this. Dude, literally,
question.
I would be shocked if we are not, if we don't make it to NFC Championships. It's a loss of the season.
Never mind. That was my follow-up question. What is a loss of a season for you guys? Is
You
it
don't make it, bro. You
if
literally
you don't make
have
it to the
what's
Super
considered-
Bowl?
I don't think Super Bowl. I think if you make it to the NFC Championship, that's farther than we've ever been, and that gives us a good run. And who knows what that game turns out, right? I think a lot of the times those games, it's just sometimes luck. A little luck is going to go in there.
It's who's almost the
right?
healthiest.
Yeah, and healthiest. So it will be tough to see. But if we do not at least make it to the NFC Championship, I would say the season was an L.
Do you think if they don't make it to the, this is just a weird scenario, but if they don't make it to the playoffs or if they get kicked out first round of the playoffs, you think they get rid of Dak?
I think they fired McCarthy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's the first to go.
Yeah. And then I think they'll give Dak another year. I think the addition of Trey Lance is a good
weird
one
one.
for the long term. I know essentially it's a fucking Zach Wilson with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Hey, come in. This guy knows a little bit of his stuff. Like he gets to learn from Mike McCarthy, who is a good. He's not a horrible coach, not the best, but he's smart. He knows a little bit of football. And then Dak, I think Dak's actually better than what a lot of people make him out to be. I think he's just suffered real injuries that kind of inhibit. I think Dak being super healthy would have had a better year last year, but he was injured and just rushed to come back. Yeah, come on.
But here's the problem. The difference between that comparison is Rodgers has a couple, maybe 3 years left. Like Dak is still a young man who wants to play a lot more football. So it's like there's a little more probably tension in that relationship than there is between Rodgers and
I think yes and no, because Dak isn't that guy. I think he'll let it go and just keep earning his spot and do it because just personality traits shows otherwise. So I think he'll be like
That's true.
But I think at the end of the day, too, if he's the man, well, Trey Lance is the man. If someone makes that call and he comes out there and he's able to do it, who am I to say no? I love Dak, but I think Dak at least has 3 more years as our starting quarterback before it gets like
what's next.
Yeah, I think they would do it just because of it. Because we've never been like, even with Tony Romo, we were never in a situation where we needed like, oh, our backup was maybe could be better than our starter until like, oh, he got injured and then Dak came in. And Dak wasn't even supposed to be good. And then Dak went in 3.
Who's a 4th round pick?
Yeah. So who knows, man? It's great. I'm so stoked for this season. And I know as a Cowboys fan, by the end of it, I'll be crying and upset and mad.
Yep.
For now, I'm riding my high horse, and I cannot wait.
I love it.
I hope that it's the Lions, Cowboys, and the AFC and the NFC Championship this year.
That'd be so funny. I would bet odds on that.
That would be actually pretty cool.
I would love to see it. And it's 2 teams that could actually do it. Like it's 2 teams that are relatively good that could actually make it that far.
I'm not going to speak on that just yet.
And speaking on that, we are going to go into the Lions Den and see how much Kool-Aid they've been drinking this year.
Well, not only are we in the Lions Den, but we are on floor 69, door 3, which, as we all know, is the Kneecap Diner. And that's where we sit down and we chow down on our favorite topic, the Detroit Lions. Excuse me, I've been eating too much popcorn over here listening to you guys. And but I'm very excited for this week. Obviously, like I said in our predictions episode, which if you haven't watched yet, go check that out.
It's a banger.
This is a huge amount of respect and trust in the Lions that the NFL has given them the opener to the season Thursday night against the Super Bowl defending champs. And so they got to go out there and they got to earn it. And they know that. And if you've already watched our predictions podcast, then you already know that I went with the homer pick of choosing the Detroit Lions, with the caveat of Travis Kelce doesn't play. But if I'm being honest with myself, I'm not expecting them to win. What I'm expecting is a really good game. Like, show me that you contend with them. Show me that it takes you down to the last second, like that's what I need. I don't necessarily need a W out of this game to be happy about the direction my team is moving in, because it's week 1. There's a whole lot of football. You guys talked about how last year I gave up because I was beaten down. I was so beaten down because they were like 1-7, and then all of a sudden they won the next 8 of the final 10 or something like that. Yeah, 8 of the final 10. So, well, then they were 1-6. They were 1-6 at that point, math wise. And so it's okay if we're not contending for a Super Bowl week 1. We just got to be contending at the end of the year, but we got to see that you can do it, because you finished the season so strong. You're getting all this hype. Like, people, at first I thought it was really cool how much love and hype the Lions are getting. Now it's scaring the shit out of me, because it's gotten way over the top. And if we come out flat right away, we're going to be the laughing stock of everyone. Oh, the Lions got so much hype. What happened? And so their hype got way too hype this year.
That also had to do with Hard Knocks.
Well, that had to do with Hard Knocks last year.
Yeah.
They got too hyped last year because of Hard Knocks. This year they're getting too hyped because of how they finished last year. And so people are expecting them to pick up right where they left off. And that's what I'm expecting.
And
but I don't necessarily need the national media talking about it every day.
Question for you.
Yeah.
You said that you would want it to come down to like a last second or like a whatever, right? That kind of type of game.
Yeah.
Would you,
if we're going to take the loss?
If they were going to take a loss, would you prefer that Kansas City drives down, scores a last second touchdown? Or would you prefer the Lions drive down and can't get it done on the last second?
I think my TV gets broken either way, so it doesn't really matter to me. It really doesn't. I guess, I don't know. I guess if I had to choose one, I'd say I'd rather see Patrick Mahomes mow down the field and get it done for him, because he's done it so many times.
And you expect your defense to be worse than your offense.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I hope it's such a good game, man. I know we're all pumped for it. You guys want to hear something sad? I can't even watch it.
Why?
Because I'm going to be
You're working
at a concert.
Oh, a 50 Cent concert?
Yeah,
that's actually pretty cool.
That's
Where at the
Climate Pledge. I didn't even realize this until literally yesterday. I was sitting down on the couch talking with Cypress, and I was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to watch football." She's like, "We can't even watch football this week." I was like, "Why? What the fuck? It's Thursday. I have it off." And she's like, "Oh, you got we had a concert, 50 Cent." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's fine.
That's fine. Hey, it's 50 Cent.
That's pretty cool." And don't worry, I'll be sending you updates.
Oh, I'll probably have it on the Hulu through like some of them. It's I think Jeremiah's opening, and then Busta Rhymes, and then 50 Cent. So that's
a fun little concert.
Damn, you get Busta Rhymes too. That's actually pretty sweet.
It's a fun concert.
I'll let you guys know how it goes. But
are you working Friday?
I am working Friday. I open though.
Ooh.
It's 9 a.m.
Oh, it doesn't bother me either way, brother. Yeah. You just get up and grind it out, man.
Well,
respect.
Speaking of someone who gets paid, Nick Bosa.
Ooh. Yeah.
170.
Huge.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
I would say he deserves it.
Yeah.
Except they have a lot more guys they need to pay.
Yeah. That's the hard part.
I think, they do, but I mean, he's the best part of it. He is the face of their franchise. Brock Purdy is not. Debo Samuels is not. Christian McCaffrey is not. It is the Nick Bosa show.
It is Nick Bosa.
49ers. I think you pay him. The thing that sucks that none of you are probably going to say right now, this, and Chris, you should be more worried about this than anybody too with me, is this sets a new precedent for that position.
Yep.
And you and me both could potentially be top tier players who are going to expect that kind of fucking money.
Yeah, Chris has got another couple years. You've got like what, 1 year, maybe 2 year.
I mean, we're looking at for Micah. I mean, I'm thinking 170 to 180 million is where he's probably going to end up being.
Yeah, and you got Diggs.
And if Micah's got
already
if Micah shows out this year, he definitely is going to be like. Now, if Micah has a rough year or something happens where like he can't.
We just switched to that position. So he was originally an outside linebacker. He's now a defensive end.
He literally moved up in salary just in that move.
And they already paid Diggs. So he's the next one.
He's the next.
Well, I have faith that Aiden Hutchinson is a hometown kid. And if the Lions are good, if they're contending, I'm not saying he's not going to demand top money, but like he may not be as motivated to reset the market, But I just think the salary cap is, I don't know when the next contract negotiation is, but I have a feeling the salary cap is going to be going up pretty soon. So I'm thinking it's going to be hopefully less of a factor by then. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely makes you worry. But then again, it's the same thing with quarterbacks. Like Alex has to be worried if Kenny Pickett suddenly starts going off, he's now going to demand top of the market money. So it's just your risk you take with any position player that has a high salary. Defensive line, quarterback, wide receiver to an extent. Yep.
What happened to the times where you just eat shit a little bit and just take a little lower just to have a chance to win a championship?
Tom Brady's.
Well, you see Patrick Mahomes do that. You see Travis Kelce do that. I think it still exists.
And
it's
Rodgers
just not going to be everybody. Rodgers, technically, he never did it for the Green Bay Packers. He just did it for the Jets.
Well, I mean, if you ever got him weapons, maybe he would have done it for the Green Bay Packers.
True.
But
true.
But also another man who got paid, setting another precedent for another position, TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah, your man
so yes, I have a lot of opinions on this. Because this entire saga with him has been a roller coaster, and where I'm at on that coaster currently, because it's a never-ending loop.
With Hawkinson, is a never-ending loop that it's haunting you?
Well, not that it haunts me, but that because he's in our division still, like I have to keep watching him, and so it's going to be a never-ending comparison of was that the right move, was it not the right move type of a deal.
Yeah.
And where I'm at in it right now is that was most definitely the right move, because I would have not wanted the Lions to pay him that kind of money at all.
Insane.
Like he does not block well enough to deserve that kind of money. And so, but what was funny is as soon as that happened, I don't know if you guys are on the Bleacher Report app at all, but it's basically kind of like a social media for sports media.
Tell us about that. You told us you're going to go on it and help us do some things, but I don't think you've done.
But I don't see anything.
No, I have not. I'm going to. But in my personal account, thanks, Justin. In my personal account, I do go on there and I like to look
I'm
at
taking
the
a
comments.
piss.
Thank you. Just own up to it. And it was nothing but Vikings fans and Lions fans going at it over who won the trade. And so I always have this point every year where I get so sick of the off season and I just want the games to start so teams can just go out there and prove it. And that was when I was just like, oh, I'm so over this. Just let's go out and play.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a bad move. Don't pay the man so much damn money for someone who's maybe top 5 tight ends in the league right now. Like
he's
like top 5 because it's maybe, I don't know.
So I'm saying maybe. Like I don't even think
he's 5.
He's maybe 5, right? Like he sits right.
Here's like his best year as far as making it to the Pro Bowl and everything. Had like multiple tight ends hurt and different.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
shit. So it's like
that he is like the new precedent.
Yeah,
and
not to say I didn't love him.
No, he's one of my fantasy team. But
so ugly.
But the thing is, it's hard to like now see a guy who was above average get paid and not think that he's just gonna do bad.
Yeah. I mean, I
As
don't
a
think he's not going to
Vikings
put in the
fan,
work.
are
No,
you
no, I'm
happy
not
that
saying
the
that, but
Vikings
like,
overpaid?
what's up?
Are you happy that the Vikings overpaid? Because that's, I mean, I think
I
essentially,
mean,
Oh, yeah.
kinda, yeah.
I think they were
'Cause you
put
know
in a
what?
position.
You know what they're probably going to do this year? They're probably going to overpay Kirk Cousins to stay. So I love it.
But I mean, like when you think about it, I understand you're a huge Kirk Cousins hater. Fine, that's whatever. How many quarterbacks are better than Kirk Cousins in the league that are available to be signed for next year, right? So it sucks. You're gonna have to overpay him, and you're gonna have to figure out how to navigate that, unless you go out and there. But the thing is, with Kirk Cousins, they're not gonna be bad enough to get a high tier first round pick
Trades can be
unless
made.
they trades can be made. That's the thing. Like maybe they go out and get a Caleb Williams. Maybe these things happen, right? But with Kirk Cousins, you're kind of in this stuck position where you're going to be above average. So you're never going to be bad to get these really good spots unless you want to make a trade for somebody. And he at least has good rapport with Justin Jefferson. So they all he does is throw to him and he catches it a lot. So it's like, how do you not sign him when he's at least taking you to wins in the playoffs? Maybe it's been rough wins and maybe they've been hard, but he's taking you to wins in the playoffs.
He's won once in the playoffs.
Okay, he's won one game in the playoffs.
I think he's won twice in the playoffs. I think he's won once with Washington and once with the Vikings.
Didn't they win?
No.
I swear he's won twice because there's been two like miracles.
The fact that
You're mixing up the other Vikings quarterbacks.
You're counting twice. You're thinking Case Keenum.
Yep.
Oh, Case Keenum.
Yeah, dude. I get what you're saying, but dude, no, man. Kirk Cousins. I mean, I'm right there with the Kirk Cousin hater too. Nah, bro. Don't hype him up. Let it go. That sounds like a Steelers thing already.
What?
Hyping up somebody who's not good, like Kenny Pickett.
Whoa, hey yo. Hey yo, calm down. The thing is, it's like crazy because how many playoff wins has Lamar Jackson had?
He only has one win too.
Right. And so you have one win and guaranteed that he's probably going to have more, right? He's younger. He's like has more years to play.
He hasn't had the team that the Vikings had. He hasn't had the weapons that the Vikings had.
And I get that.
Has done everything with nothing.
I get that, but you have a team who almost seems like they're not willing to even go get out the weapons. They finally brought someone in OBJ.
And Zay Flowers. They're trying.
They're trying, but like you have these young kids, and they brought in Bateman, got injured the whole time. They brought in Dobbins, got injured, right? So they're trying, but this team is like injury ridden, and you paid him how much you paid him, right? I know I'm a Ravens hater.
And
so
I think
fine.
this is exactly what we said that we wouldn't do it through this ADHD topic. How much we hate Kirk Cousins. But we're doing the best thing anyways, normally what we were going to do. And I think it's always fun to kind of give our 2 cents on each division, what we think, how we feel. And this is perfect because we're already talking about this division and the AFC North and how Baltimore is and where they're at, right? And we think about who could be the best team in this division. And that's the team that I would pick to be the best in this division, because I mean the Bengals are really good, but I think with everything said, they went out and sought those weapons. There's not so much of a work like Chris. So Chris convinced me that there's not so much workload on Dobbins anymore. So there'll be a little bit more love and space for him. But then they had Zay Flowers, they got OBJ. They still have Bateman, who's a little bit healthier, and he was doing better last year for them. They had another guy, I can't remember the fuck his name, but they have better weapons.
Mark Andrews is probably their best receiver.
Mark Andrews is another one,
They're
right?
tight
They
end,
have
but
a
like
lot more weapons and a way better team. And that defense has always been stacked. That defense they've been the Baltimore defense, is really what they've been for a long time. So crazy to think that's my team.
You're taking the Ravens?
Yeah, 100%, brother.
For the North?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you would have asked me this a week ago, I would have said the Bengals. But I've been starting to doubt them, partially with this whole potential ankle injury with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, it's
we'll see what happens there. And I do really like this restacked Ravens offense. So I'm also going to go Baltimore.
It's gonna be a fun division. This is gonna be a fun division. I think this will still be a super competitive one.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the best division in football, but it's going to be competitive.
It's going to be one of the most competitive divisions in football. It may not be like the best, but it's going to be all four teams.
We were so hyped on the AFC West, and that team was
that division was trash.
That was brutal. That was one of the worst.
Yeah, worst.
But the thing is, this division has actually proven time and time again that they are a division that will compete. They were one of the first teams to send 3 teams to the playoffs, or the first divisions to send 3 teams to the playoffs. They're going to try this year to be the first team to send 4 teams to the playoffs.
That's not going to happen.
Okay, calm down. I don't think so either, because the Browns are going to go 0-16, 0-18, whatever the fuck it is. But I love how
17,
0-17. I love how Justin's filling in the teams, and he didn't even have to ask me who I think is going to win.
Oh yeah, obviously.
I tell everybody I don't think they're gonna win the division, but I'm gonna pick with my heart, and I want them to win the division so bad that I'm gonna take the Steelers. I just want them to win the division so bad, and in 17 games and 17 weeks, everyone's gonna make fun of me, like, oh, the Steelers are freaking 1-16, whatever, right? But
I don't think they're gonna be 1-16.
I don't think so either. But it's gonna be, you know what? I want them to win because, like you said, Burrow, we don't know what's happening. The Browns are going to be 0-18. I know you can't be 0-18, but they're going to be that bad. And then you've got the Ravens, who will always be probably the Steelers' toughest contender. It's their biggest rival, will always be what they're going to be. Probably going to be better. They paid Lamar, so hopefully that doesn't he doesn't get the paid quarterback curse. But yeah. We'll see.
Easy, man.
Easy.
I think this next one, the AFC East, I think this might be the toughest division.
This is
a stacked one, and I don't even know where to begin. Period.
You could rule out one of them easy.
Yeah, Pats.
The Pats, you can rule them out. Like, I understand that they're going to have some games, they're going to win some games, but they're not going to win the division.
And see, this is why I start saying things, and I would go Dolphins next. And the reason why I picked Dolphins, I think they're going to be really good, but I don't know what happened with Tua last year. It's so scary.
True.
It's so up in the air. Like,
they're such a good team.
Put on some weight in like a good way. I don't know if you guys saw him, by the way. This is a media.
Yeah, he looks good.
About his
weight. Looks good.
But I think, dude, he did a good reason. He needed to beef up, right?
Yeah.
In a sense, he was still a small guy. So, but I just don't think. I don't trust it. I think Mike Diaz will get them to the playoffs, but I don't think they'll win the division. I think they'll make I think this will be the division that has 3 teams go to the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think you're right. So the Monday night game is going to be one of those teams who's going to win that division.
And the Dolphins' defense is just as good. I'm sad that Jalen Ramsey got hurt.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
That would have been even
that'd have been crazy.
This is like by far the best of football. And the Jets, I think I'm going to go Bills. And the reason why I pick Bills is because I think, like we said, we still want the Jets to win. We do want the Jets to be successful. We like them, but I think it's still going to have some
hiccups.
You know, there's going to hiccups. There's going to be some games. There's going to be like, miscommunications, this, that. But I think ultimately they can still make it into the playoffs and probably do a deep run.
You're taking the Bills?
I'm taking the Bills.
We forgot to say this last time, but McJam took the Bengals for the AFC North. He took the Bills with you, Justin.
I did.
Chris, how you feeling? I'm taking, you know who I'm taking? Say it with the Jets. Jets. That's what we're doing, bro.
So I do kind of agree. I agree, obviously, with the Patriots coming in last.
Yeah.
In that division. And then I kind of think it might be the Bills.
Damn, you think you're gonna take a big downward slide this
year?
Yeah,
I think so. I think Von Miller, is Von Miller done for the year?
I don't know.
Or is he just out for a while?
I think he might just be out for a while. I don't really remember what his injury was, but it's not looking.
I just think they've had their chance and they haven't capitalized, and now you're going to see them struggle for a little bit, and they're going to have to kind of rebuild a little bit around Josh Allen. Not a huge rebuild, more like a reload.
He's out for like half the season, maybe less than
Yeah.
half the season.
Yeah. So I'm putting Bills third. Then I'm gonna go Dolphins.
So he's saying it. Say it with us, Chris.
Jets.
Jets.
Jets will win the division.
That's a hard one.
They're gonna lose game 1, but they're gonna win the division.
Dang.
One of the worst divisions in
I feel
football.
like I need to go back.
What? No, you're
Yeah.
fine. Take the Bills.
I want to go Jets now. You got
Yo.
me. Let's change.
My
it.
thought with that is just
Jets. Yeah,
Jets.
they look
Jets.
so
I'm
good.
hard. Let's go to the train. Let's ride the hype train.
They look so good last year with Zach losing the games for them. That's like
I know.
you give a few more weapons and you throw A-Rod back there. Like, yeah,
they had.
okay,
they
they're
were
probably going to win
winning-
the division.
They were winning games with no name quarterbacks.
Yeah, like Mike White, and fucking
Yeah.
Zach
Wilson.
Wilson. Who was also
You just
there's another
gave
guy
them
that
names.
played.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the worst division. I wouldn't say this is the worst division.
One
I
of the
would
worst
say
divisions.
It's one of the youngest divisions in football. This is a lot of new teams and rebuilt teams, and
Is
I
this
think-
AFC South?
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
gotta think the daddy of this one is the Titans, but I think they start going down.
They've
from what they used
been
to.
the
And
winner of this
Jacksonville is
division,
definitely gonna
but
be the team
Jacksonville's
that takes
taken like
over
the.
this. Yeah. To me, there's no way that the Jacksonville Jaguars don't take this division. I thought last year, toward the end of the season, they really started to find their stride. And Trevor Lawrence is looking a little better. Doug Peterson has that team rolling. I think that it's a fun team to watch. I've always liked the Jags they're just interesting. One
They're
of
a
those
fun
teams
team.
that a lot of people like.
I've
you know
always
what I
liked their
mean?
colors, the teal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like even when they were doing really good with what's his bucket, I was like, what's his name? What the fuck's his name?
Blake Bortles.
Oh, thank you. I was
Yeah.
super hyped. I wanted him
Miles
to get
Jack, that defense was
times. That team
dirty.
was
Mhm.
scary.
That
And then
defense
they
was
were-
really good.
Yeah. They put themselves in position to win the game and they just couldn't pull it. But I think it's going to be the Jags this year for sure. Wins that South.
I agree. That's an easy one.
I want to say the Colts because I just want to see like AR-15 just kind of go off, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
They're going to
I'm
be
taking
bad.
the Jags as well. I'm taking the Jags. McJam called this a trash division and took the Titans.
Okay.
Question
I mean,
mark.
that's fair. That's the only other option that's acceptable there.
Probably.
So, Chris,
Yep.
we already know who you're picking.
Are we doing the NFC North?
Well, no, the NFC South. You pick the Jags?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, okay.
And
Now,
if anybody takes a different team, well, maybe one other team. If anyone takes any other team in this division, come on, guys. AFC West,
Chiefs.
Chiefs. It's just like it's hard to bet against them. Like I said, they've been to the AFC Championship the last 4 years or whatever. Like, so who are you taking, Jay?
oh, dude,
They're
that's
kinda
easy,
good.
brother. Why would you not say the
Mick
Chiefs?
Jam took the Chargers.
Yeah, McJam has a boy Herbert. That's what he believes in.
That's
McJam
true.
picked with his heart.
He
He
did.
does.
He took a page out of Alex's book and picked with his heart. But ultimately,
Yeah, baby.
dude, it's the Chiefs. They're consistently winners. They never. Yeah, dude. Why the fuck would you pick someone different? But hey, I think it's the AFC. And so, if you really had to pick, we kind of talk about the AFC concluding it. Easily, we said the East was the best division, and the North is right there at second. We kind of know where the other two lie. But ultimately, who is the best team in the AFC on paper, in football, whatever you want to look at it? If you guys had to pick your front runner AFC Super Bowl contending team,
Chiefs.
what are you guys thinking?
It's hard to go against the Chiefs. I want to say Jets so bad.
I think the Jets could possibly do it, but until I see it, you
I
gotta
know.
go Chiefs.
I want to say Jets so bad. I just don't know what they're going to be like.
Do it.
Yeah, I'll take the Jets. I think they win the division. They win their whole conference. They get the number 1 seed.
I agree. It's hard to bet against the Chiefs, but I'm a Lamar Jackson lover, and I think this is going to be that surprise team. I think the Jets definitely are, right? But I think right now the Ravens are still under, even though they are doing good and added all this stuff, they're underlooked at because of the Jets, because of the Bills, because of the Chiefs. They're really undervalued, I think. And Lamar Jackson has proven he can beat them with shitty people. Now he can just do it with a fucking team. So I'm super excited to see. I would love to see them in the Super Bowl. That'd be my
I
team.
wouldn't, but that's just me.
I know. Exactly. And then we go to the best side, the only side that matters in this podcast, because Alex is the only one over on the traitor side, the worst of the worst,
The better
red.
side, the side that
Yes.
has more Super Bowls. But
Now remind me, when they merged the leagues, which name did they keep? Oh yeah, NFL.
Yeah.
Thank you.
oh, that's my bad. That's my bad.
You said, what'd you say? You said that the AFC had more Super Bowl wins
Overall,
NFC. Yeah.
He's now second guessing himself.
He
It
is
should.
second-guessing. He should be because he isn't.
You
He's
think
wrong.
because the Steelers and
NFC
the Patriots?
The NFC is leading the AFC 27-26 among Super Bowls. So
Close.
they're catching up,
Yeah.
but they're not
But
there yet.
It's actually
as of,
insane how close that is.
as of like our livelihood, it's been the AFC.
Oh,
True.
but that's not long term. You got to think about all the history.
I'm
You
not talking about that. I'm
really
just talking about
good,
how
but-
long I've been alive. You have the Patriots. That's just like enough right there.
Okay,
That just goes to show you how long the NFC was just beating that AFC ass.
Yeah. You had a couple years where
yeah.
the AFC definitely has to have, because you have the Steelers that won 1, you've had the Chiefs that have won 2, you've had the Patriots that have won 6. Like that's
No, I think you're right.
9
In our
right
lifetime,
there.
AFC has
Yeah.
won more.
um
All right, what is our next division?
it's your division.
Your
the
division.
NFC North.
Yes. Well, you guys already know what I'm picking. I'm going with my boys, the Lions. I think this is our year to win the division.
I'm taking the Lions as well. I don't see a team. The Vikings are like your only competitor, really. Maybe Chicago, Justin Fields can do something, but I think the Lions.
I've been
Vikings
on the
lost a lot of guys.
I tell you every time I'm on the hype train for the Lions.
What did McJam pick?
The
The
Lions.
Lions.
Yes. I thought he was gonna jinx me
That's our first time taking
because
a
he's
full
a
division.
cheesehead.
He is a
He is a
cheesehead,
cheesehead.
but he's not like that much of a cheesehead.
Okay.
This division's hard because there's 2 teams that I think could win the NFC East, and I don't know which team to take.
And right before you think about this, so I wanted to say this, from 1981 to 1996, the NFC had a winning streak. They won 13 straight Super Bowls.
Oh, that's why.
And then from 1997 to 2009 was the rise of the AFC and the Patriots. So it's where they started to get a little bit better. But then it's been a lot of back and forth since then.
Yeah. The Bills couldn't help out that 4
Yeah.
Super Bowl drought.
They just couldn't get it done.
And speaking of NFC and contenders, you guys pick whoever you want. I know the Eagles are definitely a contender, and you're more than welcome to.
Oh my God.
I am obviously riding with my boys until I die, blue in the face. Never win back-to-back. Eagles won last year. It's Cowboys' turn.
Yeah, when was the last time they won back-to-back for that division?
They have not.
A long time.
So you got to pick someone different. You can't pick the Eagles. Just say
You know what? This is the year they go back to back and they're taking the Eagles.
That's honestly a fair decision. Like if I'm being honest and we had to play either game right now, I'd probably be more afraid to play the Eagles. But because there hasn't been a back-to-back in so long, and because the Dallas Cowboys are so neck and neck with that team, like, yeah, I'll give the edge to the Cowboys this year. And yeah, they'll take the division.
Yep. Eagles are going to take the division.
Love it. Love it.
Oh, what did McJam choose?
The Cowboys.
You are outnumbered, sir.
I am outnumbered.
He was
NFC
outnumbered last
South.
year, too, and won.
I was. Should have taken that bet, but it's whatever.
This
NFC
is
South,
the second worst division in football.
second worst
Actually,
division.
yeah, I would say second worst. I don't know.
Saints.
Saints.
Saints easy all day.
Easy.
If someone picks anybody else, they're
Yep.
crazy.
The only reason I say they're second worst is because I think the Jaguars are better than the Saints.
Yeah.
True.
And then last but not least, the West. And let's just lead the West. McJam picked the Rams to win the
He
West.
for
he
him.
thinks they're gonna bounce back.
Good for him.
I'm not
Cooper
about it.
Cup's not playing, so good for him.
At least
Not about
for a
it.
while.
And I'm going with the 49ers. I think anybody else, even I like the Seahawks being in Seattle, and they're not even going to have a chance.
I'm
49ers.
actually taking the Seahawks. Think this is going to be a down year for the 49ers.
You're brave.
They got rid of Jimmy G. I
Good.
understand Brock Purdy had like this like high and mighty but play a full season. See if
True.
you can have a high and mighty full season.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy through the full season. Kyle Shanahan's good and great, and he's one of the best offensive minds in the league, but it's just hard to like with the Seahawks, it's hard. They have what they did last year. It's hard not to say that they got better through the draft. It's hard not to say that they're going to be better.
I agree. I understand.
Who,
I understand what you're saying.
who is number one NFC overall? This is hard.
Dude, truthfully, to me in this one, it goes from the NFC East is going to be the competitive team because we were last year for us. I think the NFC North definitely has some teams, and I think there's some teams that would be really, really good. Like, I think the Lions are going to be really great. I think the Saints would be the better team. I think the 49ers will definitely be a team that competes. It would be the 49ers and the Cowboys in my eyes. And, well, I'm not going to go with anything different. And I'm saying the Cowboys are going to be winning the NFC. That's my hope. That's my dream.
Number
So
one.
I'm going to stick with my dream.
So yeah, that's my question: is are we picking who the winner of the NFC is going to be,
Number
or
one
the
seed.
number one seed? Because there's a difference.
I think I'm picking as like this is the number one seed going into playoffs, or are we picking they're gonna NFC like
I think
going
the
to the
best
Super
team
Bowl?
in the NFC. This is the best team in the NFC.
So the number one seed then.
It's up to you.
Yeah. So when you say number one
what's the
seed, I'm
terms?
thinking, okay, the playoffs haven't started yet. Here are the seeding. Here's the seeding number 1 through 9.
But that's what I'm thinking.
Well, I picked the Ravens because of the Super Bowl. I don't think they might not be number one, but I think they're going to the Super Bowl.
That's why I got
picked.
confused.
But it goes either way. I mean, I think I get what you're saying, but I just think in general, who's going to be the AFC? Who is going to be the best team in the AFC? And the best team in the AFC gets to go to the Super Bowl, right? So that's where I thought. I didn't think like number one seed because sometimes seedings are just like they can have the same record, right? And just something won and lost. That's where they end up in different seeding. So I don't fuck with seeding, dude. I mean, yeah, it's important in some senses, but like really, it's all about making.
I'll say Rodgers. Rodgers takes the Jets to the Super Bowl. I'll say it has a Brady-esque year. His first year at the Bucks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with the Chiefs.
Super Bowl. It's hard.
Well,
we're going to the Super Bowl. I'm going to go. This is hard. I'm going to go that this is hard because I don't want to take the Eagles to go into the Super Bowl because I don't think they're going to make it back to the Super Bowl. I would almost say that the Cowboys have a better chance to make it to the Super Bowl than the Eagles do having to go back to the Super Bowl. This division doesn't look that good.
Ooh. I beg to differ.
You have the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the 49ers probably. I took the Seahawks because I like them better.
You're not thinking about the Vikings and not thinking about the Lions, who are also good
I'm not thinking
I
about
think
them.
I know you're definitely an AFC fan and go for it, but I
I
think
am.
we can talk about who's the better of the two, and we can kind of go into it. But I think me and Chris will have the same opinion, unless I'm wrong.
I think the AFC has way better teams than the NFC like this year.
I think there's more specific dominant teams.
Yeah,
But I
AFC is
wouldn't say
top
the
heavy.
division isn't the best. I think there's a lot more up and downs or better teams in the NFC because even like the West, we make fun of them, but everybody except the Cardinals are pretty competitive. Once Kyler Murray comes back, they've shown to be competitive.
The Rams were not competitive.
You don't know yet, but they were. I mean, they just riddled injuries.
They just don't have their number one. That's the only problem. It's Cooper Cup. I'm gonna take. I don't know, dude. I guess I'll just go.
You don't have to have a pick. We can even
You
just
know
skip
what?
it. It's just interesting. I know
You
it's
know
hard.
what? You know what? I'll ride or die. I'll go Cowboys. Sure. Why not? I'll say they'll make it to the Super Bowl. Probably won't, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping for the best. I don't really care about the NFC. I don't have any team particularly. The only team I liked in the NFC was the Packers, but didn't like the Packers. I liked Aaron Rodgers, right? So I wasn't even a Packers fan. I was just like an Aaron Rodgers fan. And now that he's in the AFC, it's like, okay, cool. I don't really have a team in the NFC that I'm like, oh, I love this team. So I'll go Cowboys. Chris
It's
isn't going to
tough.
say the Lions. He's not going to say that they're going to make the Super Bowl.
No.
He's so specific about the wording of who's number one and where does that stem
No, I
from?
really actually don't know if I can choose a number one out of the NFC, but I do think I can say that the NFC Championship game will, if I was placing money on it today, I would place it on 49ers Cowboys. But to pick a winner of that right now, I really don't know.
49ers or Cowboys.
Basically.
Ooh.
And that's just where kind of we think about it. Like, and this is where the argument we just started to have was, I think, because that specific right there, what Chris is having struggles with, like, that's what makes the NFC harder. Like AFC, everybody had
it's way more competitive.
Everybody thought, oh, this person or it's this person. There was no second guessing. And NFC, you're second guessing a lot
because they're all average teams.
Yeah, and that's where I think we're not all average. I think there's a couple heavy hitters, but I think there's a lot better teams than worse teams. Because I think really, you look at this, we consider shitty teams the Bears. They're not horrible.
Chicago Justin Fields.
The Commanders in our divisions. We think basically the whole NFC South,
except for the Saints,
Bucks, Panthers, and Falcons, and then we think the Cardinals,
and the Rams.
I'd say the Rams, But if I look at the AFC, I go, well, Raiders technically could be shitty, and so
Raiders gonna be bad.
We know
Texans,
the Texans are all bad. Pats are going to be, and you hate the Browns, so there you go.
6.
And I'm not saying that the Rams are going to be contenders this year, but they're going to be a lot better with a healthy Matthew Stafford and once Cooper Kupp comes back.
I still don't think so. I think they're done. I think their reign of terror is done.
Well, you know what?
Short-lived.
I'm still fucking excited for football, and I'm excited just to think about who could possibly win. I love the hope and the dreams and the thoughts and thinking.
Yes, sir.
Because it's not putting money on it. It's just hopes and dreams sometimes, right? Hey, I think this team is. Maybe this team is. Our way too early predictions. Those are good times to have.
We really could do this.
Yes, but it all comes down to injuries. It comes down to play calls and wins and losses, and this is what football.
W's and L's.
And speaking of wins and losses and who wins what, I know we've all been giddy about these fantasy footballs. We've basically been in drafts every weekend, every Monday, every Saturday for the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Chris, you're in 6 leagues, I think you said.
5 or 6, I'd have to go and look for
Alex,
sure. Yeah,
you're in 5 or 6. I know I'm in 4 at a bare minimum.
I'm 5.
This is so crazy, and thank God I drafted similar in all my leagues because I would have been all over the place.
I tried this. I don't usually, but I tried this year. I tried to draft because I had the 4th and the 6th pick every single league.
Nice.
Those are the 2 picks I had.
See, I have a different quarterback in every league so far. I still have one more draft to go. I have a different quarterback in every league. I have different wideouts and whatnot. What?
When?
Yeah, I have one more draft. It's Saturday.
What about Thursday?
So if you pick anyone from the Thursday night games,
Their points just
and
automatically go in.
if you pick them in a slot that is you're filling a starting position, then yes, you have to take whatever they did on Thursday. So if it's
Travis
like a
Kelce.
Travis Kelce, like he's probably going to drop in the league. Except here's the thing: this is the league that goes through the playoffs, so you also got to pick players that you know are going to be on big
So
time
you might
playoff
take the
teams.
risk
So
of losing.
you're
this
probably
game
going to
one.
suck week one just to get Travis Kelce type of a deal. But if you draft them later in the draft and they fill more of a bench spot, then you're locked into them being on the bench regardless of how they do. So that's how they do the first game.
Understood.
But
Well,
one consistent that I have, Alex, in all these teams that are different, for the most part, in almost
Pat
every
Freiermuth.
league, I have Pat Freiermuth as my tight end.
I love Pat.
And I know we just started this dynasty league, and I was so confused about what the fuck this is, or what it was, or what it's going to be. And it is still so interesting. This one it is random as fuck.
Yeah.
This league, well, I think especially some of the decision making in the draft
Oh my gosh.
made it extra interesting, because on top of the high stakes of like these are your guys unless you make trades or do some serious long-term strategizing, and then you have guys going at different points in the draft that would not go at that point in another draft.
Yeah, really weird. And then the guys picking random spots, like that Henry dude just drafted a whole shit team, is now getting rid of everybody. He literally put everybody up on the trade block.
Literally.
Well, like maybe he's just curious. He's like, I gotta know what's available and what's out there. And so like, I'd rather at least know than sit here and not know. So he's like, I'll put everyone up there. He also waited way too long to get a quarterback.
Way too long.
So
and dude, I think it's fun. Everybody's trying to do trades in this league prior to the start of the season.
I know that's never happened.
Never happened. And what's funny is your boy Chris wants Gibbs so bad, Alex. He wants him so fucking bad.
I mean, but
took
this is the
Gibbs
league
in
to have
every
him in.
league that I'm in. I have Gibbs, I'm pretty sure. And I know everyone I've been in with Chris, I took Gibbs because I made sure to take him because I was always in good positions. I like running backs, and I made sure. He wanted to get him in one of the leagues, and this is the one league he can't just trade a fucking player and it work out, because that's harder. I feel like it's super hard to trade just a player for a player. It's like picks and stuff. Yeah, and this one, nope.
This is where you make you feel like a GM.
And picks. And this is where it was so fun because Chris really was trying to work a deal. You want to give him up what you originally thought?
What was the initial like proposal you put to Jay?
Okay, so I've been steaming at Justin since the draft for taking Jahmyr Gibbs, because I wanted him and I was literally gonna grab him next, and then it was like I think Justin was 2 picks away from me or something, and then he took him. I'm like, that broke my heart. Because he's a rookie, which we know is very valuable in these dynasty leagues. And I honestly think the Lions are going to use him a ton, and he's going to be a special weapon. So I was like, I need to get this guy. And it's like you said, Alex, I think this is the best league to have him in. So I was like, I need to throw Justin something. So I'm looking through his roster to see everybody that he has. I'm looking through mine to see everybody that I have. And I realized that unfortunately the only person, I mean, obviously I could oversell him to get him, but the only person that was reasonable to give up, but that he would consider taking, was J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah,
who, by the way, projected week 1 is projected to outscore Gibbs by like
10 points.
Yeah, almost 10 points. So I was like, all right, that sucks, but I gotta believe in my boys. I gotta believe that they're going to use Gibbs the right way,
run, not for week 1.
And this is for the long run. And so I was like, all right. But it's like what Justin said. I knew he wasn't going to just accept a swap of JK and him, because Justin, I believe you got Gibbs in the 3rd round or the
I
second.
believe so. You know what? Let me go try and find my.
I think it was the third round. I'm pretty
I'm
sure
pretty sure it was like third round.
because you were
I thought it was
before
the
him.
third.
You were before him in the second round, and then behind him in the third round.
Yeah, that would make sense. And I believe I got JK in the fourth, maybe
Yeah,
even
something like that.
fifth, but I think the fourth. And so I was like, all right, he's not going to accept that swap. So I had to offer him something. And so I decided, you know what? I'll give him a second round pick. But then I was like, well, I want to pick too. So I was then like, all right, I'll take a fourth round pick. So then at least, I don't completely lose a pick. I just get bumped back. And so I threw that out to him. And then I knew he knew that I wanted him badly. So I had to play it very cool that I didn't want him as badly as he knew that I wanted him. So I had to pretend that I was at least willing to walk away from the deal. And and so Justin initially was like, I'm intrigued. I got to think about it. But then ultimately was like, you know what? Let me see how the season starts. And that's not what I wanted. It's never a good thing to wait and see how the season starts, because then all of a sudden that could screw me in what he really would want for him. Or, I mean, it could work out in my benefit too, but I just didn't like the
rookie,
odds.
so it's hard to
it's so hard
which way it's going to go.
So I didn't want to leave it up. I was prepared to walk away if it was going to be hey, let's do this during the season, because I don't like that. So I was like, all right, all right, my good sir. Let me up my ante here with this offer. And so I was like, what if I made that second round a first round, and that fourth round a third round? Because I'm thinking, I honestly was like, I'll just, what if I make that second round a first round? But then I was like, no, that sounds so fucking desperate. I was like, I'll at least got to ask for a third round in return. And then he's like, all right, well, I got to go to work. Let me think on this. I don't want to make a rash decision. I was like, that's fine. That's fine. I totally understandable. And then this morning, I hadn't seen that he responded last night with a counter offer. So this morning I texted him. I'm like, so how you feeling, big dog? Like, and, then I went to the Sleeper app and noticed I had a notification, and it was his counter. And so I was like, oh, sweet. He's cool with that. And then I looked at the fine print and realized, no. He didn't want to give me the third round pick. He wanted to keep it the fourth round pick. But at that point I was thrilled, because I was like, well, I'm so glad that I didn't just say, what if I make that second a first? Because then maybe he would have taken the fourth off the table. So I was like, all right, you know what? It sucks. I'm taking a huge gamble because this could blow up in my face, but it's a gamble it's worth taking, because I do feel like the rest of my team is good enough that I'm not going to suck this year regardless. Yeah. But overall, it was a fun.
So you got
business funny, bro.
It was the text felt like business conversations. Like I tried to be funny, and Chris was not having me be funny in all of these. I was trying to say something. He was like, "So yeah, what do you think?" Oh, this. It was so funny.
So
I was all business.
So Chris, you got Gibbs in a fourth round next year.
Yes. Yep.
And Justin, you got Dobbins in a first round next year.
First round.
Yes.
So you have two first rounds now.
I do.
And I justified it by
wild.
thinking, okay, if this dynasty league already existed prior to this year, and we had to do a rookie draft based on this year, I don't know. Well, I'm not saying that I would have necessarily. I mean, I would have wanted to, but what I'm saying is he would have been a first round pick. True. So I feel it's
very valid.
I can give up a first round pick to a guy that would have been a first round pick, because he was a first round pick. And so
you know why this league's hard for me? I don't like to trade when my players are like my players. That's gonna be rough. It is like in every league that we've ever, like, if you went through the amount of trades I've had in our league over the last 9 years, it might be like 4. Like I just don't
Right.
trade.
Oh,
I
well,
don't
You're gonna
trade.
have to get over that
I
because that's
know.
the only way your team can evolve in this.
I know.
Unless you're
I
just
know.
really good at drafting and being patient.
Yeah, for
I'm-
sure. And honestly, I really like going into this. Like, I was kind of, I'm a waiter. Like, I'll wait until season starts, right? Like, I kind of want to see, but like, I knew Chris really wanted him. I was like, I don't not like Dobbins. I just know he's been injury riddled. But getting the first round out of Chris was worth it.
yeah, first round.
I knew he really wanted it, and I knew I could stretch it. I thought if I took away the fourth completely, I don't think he would have done it. I thought he would have walked away. So knowing that now, I'm like, damn, I could have got away with it. I think I could have got away with just offering a player for a pick and a player.
I think you should
And
have
I
seen
would've-
the love that Chris would have had just to see what he says. If he says no, throw the fourth back in there.
Yeah,
You never know. But the
No.
love that he has for Gibbs, like you just said, like do
And
you
that's-
understand? I've
I already
thought
bought-
about
I
I
did a
know
couple-
that this is not right, but I know that I almost sent Chris a trade for Pickens. And I just can't bring myself to do it.
I think
Why?
that's the should.
Because I don't know
Bring
who I
an
would trade for
offer.
you.
Now we
I know.
have picks. We have things to give up, dude. You don't even have to give up a player. You can just give up a pick. I mean, now, dude, I got 2 first round picks, baby. If I really want somebody, I'm gonna offer them a first round pick. I got one to play with.
That's
Right
true.
now, I really am in need of a tight end, and honestly, I'd probably give up a pick for a tight end. Hands
I don't
down.
have a good tight end.
Oh, no one has any good tight ends. They're horrible to come by.
They're
There's
all
only
bad.
like 4 good ones, and that's it. But either way, you definitely have to start trading. I love trades. I think I made trades with Eric last year, and that actually benefited me. I make trades probably once a year. And
I don't know.
You guys know I use the free agent. Like,
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if
you do.
Justin, you would be in Chris's league where they charge you $5 for free agency pickups.
Right.
You would literally be broke.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I'd be broke, and I don't think I'd be a good team. Because part of the reason why I'm successful when I do play is, dude, last year the team that I started with was not the team that I ended with.
Nope.
I think there's
Right.
like 3 or 4 players that were the same. Because there's certain times we're just like, dude, get out, get these players out. They ain't doing shit. I see other people doing other things. These ones are injured. That one's this. Let's just get fresh new faces. And
Have a hard
sometimes that's
time.
all it was. Like one of the trades I got, Zeke, he didn't do shit for me. But like the other player I got with Zeke is what did it for me. So, it's just things that worked out in my favor, but you definitely got to start trading, especially picks. But Chris, I loved it. I thought it was funny. I literally was like I was trying to be funny and just like make conversation, and I knew you weren't into it at all, man. So what are your thoughts on that? I can't promise that offer will keep up. And I sent like 3 texts before that. I was like, I've been putting it off. I just think it's a fair trade, but my get's telling me to ride it out. I'm gonna wait for season. And then he was like, I can't promise it'll be after that. It just dry, fucking dry. And I was like, I know this is where this is all transactional. This is not love at all.
Yeah, no, I went into business.
Well, and in one league we're not playing each other, but in another league, and I think the league that matters most to us, I'm playing your bitch ass week number 1. And man, I got a lot of players riding on Thursday games. So I got Gibbs in there. Hopefully he does good and plays against you really well.
Dang, that's annoying.
That is annoying. Still have Gibbs in one. I got him in another. But are you ready to lose? Are you ready to start off with an L?
Well, I'm okay if I do. Like, to me, week 1 of fantasy is a preseason game to evaluate your team, see, okay, I benched this guy when I shouldn't have, so I'm not going to bench him next week. And this guy definitely isn't worth the starting lineup. Now, am I going to be pissed? Yeah. Do I want to win? Yeah. Am I annoyed that I have to go up against you right away? Yeah. Because I'd like to have that buffer game to figure my team out first. And I'm not getting that. But I'm not going to
We both have such you have one running back, you have the Montgomery, and I have Gibbs. So it's about running backs to see who gets more play time is really what I'm thinking. But with Kelsey out for me, that hurts me a lot. That does take my down.
That does really hurt you. Who's your backup tight end?
Kincaid.
Oh, honestly, I mean, yeah, obviously Travis Kelce puts up on real points so that anyone else is the downgrade, but he's going to be interesting to see how they use him.
Me too, I know. But it's against a hard team too, and that's the worst part. So I'm ready to cut throw. I'm ready to kill you. I'm so pumped. I want to
Ready to
play.
kill you.
I love beating the two of you guys. When I can beat you guys in anything, it's a great day. I've accomplished a lot.
You're not gonna
Well,
beat me
we'll
in
just
fantasy
see
this
who's
year.
smiling next week.
Probably you. That's how it's gonna end up being, and then I'll cry.
I'll cry.
But
Yeah,
how's you
I
playing
I
in
play
week
my
1?
lovely wife.
Oh,
Do
good.
either of you have any interesting roster conundrums as far as like Justin with Travis Kelsey? That's pretty extreme, but is there anyone else that you guys might be losing? Either of you have Joey B?
I do in our sleeper league. I do.
I mean, he's supposed to play week 1, but
Chris,
it
you have
hasn't
Joey
been.
B.
What?
You have Joey B in our league.
Oh, I do. That's how you know I'm in
quarterback.
too many leagues.
That you're
Yeah.
the starting. Well, he's your starting quarterback in our league, and your backup.
See, I knew I had him in another league.
Your
See,
backup is Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
yeah, baby. The one I drafted very running back. If everything goes great. And if everything goes horrible, my running backs are going to be rough. So I have Bijan Robinson right off the rip.
Mhm.
Could be really great, like could be really bad. Then I drafted Kumara. Then I drafted Taylor. Then I drafted Morstead. So those are my 4 running backs.
Both starts. You have no
Sure.
running backs, dude.
I have running backs if they come back. If 2 of my running backs come back, I have the best running back locker room.
You want to know something, Alex?
What?
Here's a hot take for you.
Mhm.
I think at the end of the season, people are going to say that Jahmyr Gibbs had a better rookie year than Bijan Robinson.
Probably. The only thing that's rough is the Lions have multiple weapons. Atlanta has a couple. Pitts, you could say, is a weapon. London is
I've
a
actually
weapon.
heard that some like local Atlanta beat writers are not high on Pitts at all. They don't think he's very good.
Right. He didn't do great his first 2 seasons. Like, it hasn't been great. And then we have Cordell Patterson, which is like, funny enough, he's the Joker. Did you see that?
No.
So his roster spot, like his like depth chart spot, is J for Joker. That's like what he is on the roster sheet.
So what position is that?
Yes.
Yes.
It's funny. So you have him.
So I'm
you have
assuming he's gonna be used in a
Deebo
lot of
Samuels.
disguise plays. Yeah.
Maybe
and be
Deebo
used-
Samuels, like, yeah. So I don't know. I have a young team. It could be really, really good. It could be really bad. I waited forever on a tight end. So that sucks. Don't let Sam Laporte
Laporta.
screw me over, okay?
And no promises. I'm hoping for the best too.
I'm hoping for greatness from him, okay? I don't know where he's from, but he better be good.
Sam Laporta, he went to Iowa.
Iowa.
He's an Iowa tight end. Fine, he'll be great.
Yeah, he'll be
In fact, the head coach Kirk Ferenz, or I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I apologize. He said that he is the best football player he has ever coached.
I like to hear that. Laporta.
Damn.
Yes. So I'm thinking about next week. You might hear a trade. I'm in the works looking at it for Pickens to you, Chris. The one thing about trades is I pick with everything with my heart. I don't do fantasy trades with my heart. I expect value after them. And
I mean, you can set the table as much as you want, but I'm going to make sure that you bring the goods. No, I'm not. No. I'm not into that, and I don't think that you're dumb enough for me to be able to do that. You're not an Andre from the league, where you can really do that too. But I'm also going to make sure that I'm willing to give you Pickens, but I'm obviously going to want value.
Let's just get a deal here.
Yeah, the
What's a good deal?
The thing is, he has so many goddamn wide receivers.
Who, Chris?
Yes, that
Well,
I
then he
was
doesn't
gonna.
need a wide receiver, so that's why you give him something different.
I knew people would have to come to me.
Yeah, see, I have a lot of wide receivers. That's not my problem. I have a lot of wide receivers. I have good wide receivers too. Like that's not my problem. I just really like Pickens, right?
Yeah, dude. Some of your picks on this one, Chris. In fact, that you have Tom Brady on your roster. I saw this other dude you have in your fucking rookie thing, and I saw that he's a Michigan dude, and he's like a kicker, I think, and or some stupid.
Jake
Moody?
Moody. No. I promise you right now. Give me
Oh
three.
my God, this guy.
Give me 3 seasons. He is going to be the best kicker in this league, hands down.
He was really high on him.
Take it to the bank.
He's
the greatest kicker in the history of Michigan. He has set all the school records in kicking. He literally is automatic at anything 55 and under, and he can hit above 55. I'm just saying he is automatic at 55 and under. I promise you, I took him for more than just my love for Michigan. He is going to be a stud. And I bet you I put him in my starting lineup this year at some point. That is how much I believe in that kid.
Wow, that's crazy. It's so hard to try to send you a pick trade.
Why?
I just don't know what to give you. I don't know what I want to give.
Well, you do know that I'm down a first-round pick.
I'm not giving you a first-round pick for Pickens.
You don't think Pickens is worth a first-round pick? Young guy, second year. He's practically a rookie, but you actually know what you're getting out of him now. So he's a rookie that's giving you a taste.
Yeah,
I think
like his flavor.
running back.
I was trying to think like I was thinking like.
Yeah, running back in a first.
This is what I was thinking, which is a really, really dumb move by me. A really, really dumb move by me. So I'm not gonna do it. But I was like, what if I get like a Pickens Freiermuth package? I just love Freiermuth. Like that one's hard. I love Freiermuth.
Now, see, I have Sam Laporta in that league too, but I don't think he's going to be ready to start from the get-go. So
I was almost thinking a Freiermuth and maybe a pick for Andrews. But listen.
I'm open.
That was I almost like put the kibosh on the Pickens trade, and because I love Pat Freiermuth is one of my favorite Steelers. I love Pat Freiermuth. I think he's just believe in him too. I do. I've always believed in Pat Freiermuth, even when everyone was like, "What the fuck? Who is this kid?"
No, I agree. I can't deny that. And to be honest with you, dude, like I said earlier, I have him in every league except one.
Yeah, it's
so like you've clearly convinced me.
He's young. He's just young. Is like good. And so I was like, maybe I do that. And I don't really like having Mark Andrews because I don't really like having Ravens players on my team. It's a fun. I don't like having opposing. Like I have Joey B in this. The only
you
one.
Send Andrews in a pick, and I will give you Freiermuth.
No. You send a pick and Freiermuth for Andrews, you motherfucker.
He said, "Send it over."
All right. Yeah. Well,
we'll talk about it. I'll think about it.
I'll think
about it, and I'll maybe send a pick over. But other than that, boys, I don't think I have anything else for this podcast.
Nah, I'm good. I've got steak waiting for me.
Ooh,
steak. Well, if you haven't already, because you're a dummy, go ahead and follow us on all socials. Okay. If you haven't done it, you're a dummy. Okay. At the 3 Amigos podcast on all.
Way to
socials.
go, Alex. That's just what we need to insult the idiots who waste their time listening to us.
If you're listening to us three, you might be one. Don't want to be that guy.
At this point, this far in, probably.
You might be one. Other than that, boys, have a wonderful weekend. You know why we're going to have a wonderful weekend? Because it's football freaking Sunday, baby.
I'm so excited.
Football starting tomorrow. We record this on Wednesday. So starting tomorrow, we have football. We're excited. We're in love. And until next week, peace out, guys.
Peace out.
See you, dudes.